Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So what did you get for Christmas 2022? Well, for one, I got this ladder, but it's not just an ordinary ladder. Oh, nay, nay, nay. This ladder leads to my imagination. So come with me. We were both very grateful to finally find that ladder, and I was so happy. That's actually what I asked for Christmas, was a ladder so that I could take advantage of the space up here in my lofts. The lofts are 7 feet off the ground, and I needed something that looked vintage, that was heavy duty, but I could still carry it around. It had to be tall enough and yet still light enough that I could maneuver it. And that ladder was all of the above. So I'm very, very grateful to finally have that ladder and get to use this space. So I have been up here playing around. You can't tell, but the phone is sitting on my parents' little miniature cabin that I rebuilt. And so just quickly, I'll just dive in. I've been collecting some more miniatures lately. My daughter wanted to be the one to put the cook stove in, and so she got me this for Christmas. It came as a model. She had to snap it all apart, glue it all together, and it was pretty tedious, as you can tell. Lots and lots of detail with this. Even has a little heat resistant pan and looks absolutely beautiful in my parents' vintage cabin. So I fell in love with that little stove, and then I realized that you could actually buy cast iron miniature stoves. I'd never seen them before because I just didn't look for them. My phone is setting on one known as Queen. And that's actually what I use it for, as a phone stand. And then this one is by Crescent. And all the little hot plates come off. Everything's removable. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And I love it. I'll put that little thing back. Okay, so you saw my new light. So I got one. My son-in-law got one of these. And they are rechargeable, so I can hang this right by my door, and the charger's right there. It's charged all the time. This thing is an absolute lifesaver. It says Quantum on it. I think my husband got this at Harbor Freight, and it's LED. It's got a bright, a medium, and an emergency flasher. So I don't know if I ever get in trouble or have an emotional meltdown or something, I could just put my emergency flasher on. A lot of my lights out here, solar lights, all have those emergency flashers. I'll have to test that sometime and see if anybody actually comes to see what is going on. And I got a little miniature frying pan. Isn't that cute? There was a topper on a gift that my daughter gave me. That's the cutest darn thing. I have so much fun with this little miniature cabin now. I can't tell you. This is why I call this my imagination station up here. So let's see. The kids also got me. Oh, speaking of lights, anything lit up out in the country is a good thing. The further in the woods you live, the darker everything is. It took me all of 5 minutes to realize that when I moved out here. But my husband and I both, we couldn't resist this. Ooh, it's so sparkly. You've seen this show up in a couple of other videos. It's a group. I don't know what you call a group of cardinals. I'll have to look that up. Shame on me for not knowing that. But that was from the Hobby Lobby, and it was on clearance. And he got that for me because he just knew how much I would love it. And I do. I absolutely love that. I also got a new love gnome for the love shack. Isn't he cute with his little hearts? And he's like looking away, and he's got his little jammy jams on. So this spring we'll find a spot for him in the love shack. Meanwhile, I have to keep him away from Bo. My daughter also discovered a new shop recently, so she got me a box of Dynasty green tea bags. So I've been getting to try those. I love my tea on the go. So what else? So we did go to Hobby Lobby, and I told my husband I needed some 1-inch nose beads, and he's like, "For you?" I said, "No, gnome beads, gnome nose beads." He's like, "Oh." Of course. So while I was there, he told me go ahead and get some cord because I hadn't had any macrame cord in a while. So I got 2 of the off-white, and then I got a kind of gray. It looks weird under this light, and then a beigey one. So I should be able to make lots and lots of macrame gnomes with all that. The beads are over at the house. And then my daughter, she's always yard selling, garage selling, and swapping on in groups and stuff. She picked me up a couple of these little macrame carryalls, which is kind of a cool design. So I'm going to go ahead and make these and get the hang of how to make it. And so then I can start styling my own. It did come with those colors like you see right there. And I think the little carryalls are going to be neat. That's going to be a new fashion statement around here. So speaking of a carryall, just in time for Christmas, the Nature Conservancy sent me a new bag. I love this thing. It's very water resistant. It's got stuff, places to stash stuff everywhere. It's going to be big enough to carry my field notebook, pens, seed collecting containers, and a couple pieces of cardboard for pressing flowers. And it's a big pocket in the front for my phone. And of course it can be adjusted to go over my shoulder, and it says Nature Conservancy on it. So I love, love, love that bag. Okay, and then I got a new skill drill. So it's a rechargeable, it's a 4-volt screwdriver with 42 bits, and I named it Lady Bits. Yes, I did. Anytime I make a bad joke, you have to nip a sip of chocolate. Okay, and then in addition to that, my husband picked me up a fairy, and my daughter suggested a fairy. So you've already met Hope if you watched my other video. So I use fairies around my house. The Fae was the first spirits of the woods, if you will, that I made peace with when I moved out here into the forest. And I made my peace with the Fae folk. And so I've been collecting them, sort of, or they've just sort of been flying towards me ever since. And so this one is Hope. Hope sits in my kitchen. She is my hearth fairy. She's my home house fairy. So I feel like the kitchen is the heart of any home. And she keeps everything completely grounded. As you can see, Hope sits on a big rock. I thought Hope was beautiful. I picked her up in a vintage shop. And then every one of my fairies represents a different energy. And so I can stand before that fairy and I can make an offering, or I can absorb some energy. It's a give and take relationship. I love them. They take care of me. And each one, like I said, holds a different energy. And so my husband got me Ruby. Ruby, don't take your love to town. That is my fairy of passion. She holds all of my passions in life. Isn't she beautiful? Ugh, I just love her. Love her long legs. So I've gotten several fairies, and at some point I'll make a fairy video. I haven't really found my fairy tribe, but you know, you never know. So, now on to the tree folk. Yes. Okay, this is a really fun gift. My daughter got me this. So super cute. So it's a bird feeder, but if you look, that's also a little mustache and a nose and a mouth. And he has these eyeballs that go like this. And you put him on a tree, and yes, they glow in the dark. So like I said, they connect right to your tree. So like I said, anything out in the middle of the woods, or of course there are 2 eyeballs, that brings light is good. Light is good. So I'm gonna love finding the perfect oak tree to put that face on. And then she got me another one. This one's got several parts. Look, another tree face. So there's his mouth and his little acorn eyes and his little leafy acorn-ish nose. Isn't that cute? I can't really, there, maybe this way. Look how cute. Aw, tree faces. I got tree faces this year. I love them. Okay, and then I'm going to have to move the camera to show you the last thing. Be right back. Well, I was trying to save us some glare from my vent up here behind me, but my paper fell down. But look at this guy. Okay, this one I ordered for myself. He also sits up against a tree, and you just have to vision. He's an elf coming out of a tree. He's got a lot of styrofoam on him. But it's like the tree is his window, and he's coming out of it. Does he still have styrofoam? Isn't he cute? Look at him. He's so cute. Coming out of a tree. I got this from Bits and Pieces. So it's the same place where I got my daughter's Catopoly game that I gave one of her gifts for Christmas was Catopoly. And they've got it over in their cabin, and they love to play board games over there. So anyway, I just wanted to share all of those Christmas gifts. I think, oh, my other stove is right here. I just took my phone off of it. This one is by Queen. These things sell for around 30 bucks online, but in the vintage stores, I've been finding them for around 12. Aren't those so cute? Love these things. All right, guys, I would love to hear about your favorite Christmas present. I'd have to say my favorite altogether was our family actually had a little Christmas miracle happen. And so that by far and away is my absolute favorite part of Christmas. And the fact that my kids and grandkids all got to come down and we all got to spend it together. And it was non-traditional, and we had brought some burgers and we just had a fabulous time. And I hope that you did too. All right, guys, love and light, many, many blessings. Okay, and then I don't want to forget, but the very last thing that I got was, and this is from my daughter, I got Beauty, Belle. I wish I could get rid of that glare for you. And the Beast. Oh, I love them. For those of you who don't know, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite play. And actually, when my husband and I were in Springfield, we didn't know that Springfield, Missouri has what's called Landers Theater. And so he has graciously offered to take me to go see Beauty and the Beast this June at Landers Theater in Springfield. So that was my other Christmas present. So, okay, guys, love and light, blessed be.